Following is a Red Shovel Network production. The Red Shovel Network consists of The Drew Mack Show, Child of the Duff's No Bullshit News, Emma Elrick's Soul of Detroit, and No Filter Sports and shit. Enjoy the following Red Shovel Network production, please.
Elrick
as the six-shooter. The man in the saddle is angular and long-legged. His skin is sun-dyed brown. The gun in his holster is gray steel and rainbow mother-of-pearl. The handle unmarked. But the gun has killed and the man has killed. People call them both the six-shooter.
You ask interrogative
Get your finger out of my face. Get your finger out of my face.
Take the first shot, then, if you want it, counselor.
Get your finger out of my face.
It's gone.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
That is not paid for by them. That is paid for by the people of Detroit.
Let me tell you something. You want to go right now? Okay? You want to go right now, Elrick?
Hey kids, it's ML Elrick, your old pal from Fox 2 News, and your host here at ML's Soul of Detroit. Joined as always by Marc Fellhauer. You can follow him on Twitter at Marc Fell. Don't follow the Marc Fellhauer from Switzerland. Because that dude
buddy?
told me, I am not on the show. And I said, and you're not speaking German, so you're welcome.
Yeah, I have a name that is, not terribly common, and there's an Asian version of me who lives in Switzerland who spells it the same way.
Yeah, I've never heard Mark before.
It's Asian
with a
Marc
C.
Fellhauer?
Yeah, he's Asian.
Wow.
Aren't you friends with him on Facebook now? Yeah, everybody should be.
Well, he and I have corresponded quite a bit. He's very pleasant, but he says, "This is not the audience you are trying to reach." And I said, "That's not true. We want watchmakers and chocolate eaters. So and guys with little hats with feathers."
He's a great guy.
So yeah, we want him on there. And of course, Shawn Windsor is here in studio. The Campbell Soup phone is not working, so he had to come all the way in from Ann Arbor, which is he had to move right to get here. He's on Twitter at Shawn Windsor, SHAWN, because his parents are as difficult as he is.
That's a great name.
And, of course, I'm on Twitter at Elrick, and you can find me on Facebook at ML, no dots, Elrick, ELRICK.
They would think that's a great name.
And you know why we're here? We're here because of David Hall, who supports the Red Shovel Network. And we could not be more pleased that Hall Financial is a Red Shovel Network sponsor. We can't emphasize enough how important people like David Hall are to our very survival, our lives. He's taking a chance on this new form of media, and we hope, are the beneficiaries. So if you want to refinance your home, Hall Financial would love to save you some dough. You can email David at dhall@hallfg.com or call Hall Financial at 248-308-5000. Let them know that you are listening to the Soul of Detroit. Maybe it's your first home or your dream home. Maybe you want to take money out of your home. Give David Hall a chance to get lower rates, better options, and more personal attention. They have over 600 five-star reviews. We're creeping up on 200, so if you like the show, give us a rating. We're trying to keep up with David Hall. Good luck. Industry average for a refi is 44 days. If you're a Red Wings fan, you know that's Jan Golubovsky, not one of the great ones. Hall Financial averages 19 days.
That's
and
one
you
of the great
know
ones.
who number 19 is. That's old Stevie Y, the boss, the captain, the GM. David Hall will fight for you even if you have a dent in your credit history. So email David at dhall@hallfg.com or call 248-308-5000. Tell them Soul of Detroit sent you and thank them for giving the Soul of Detroit a chance to stick around for a while. So, sticking around, been 20 years since I moved into my house in Detroit, and I've lived in other places where stuff gets done the way it's supposed to be done. The grass gets cut, the snow gets plowed. Those are all nice things. In Detroit, we don't often get those things. Sometimes seems like we never get them. And if you've lived in Detroit for any amount of time, you have experienced cutting other people's lawn. For quite a while there, we had a neighbor who, how do I say this kindly? I would say she looked like a one-time stripper who had tried to move into management.
Oh, okay.
She had a full set of curves. Curves are nice, maybe not
They
that
got a little bigger.
full.
They kept getting bigger.
Had some kind of crazy, kinky blonde hair that was fried and long and crazy. And she had a car for someone who didn't work. I don't know how she had the big SUV and then the Corvette, and then guys would come at weird times, like at night, just knocking on the door, and they'd kind of hand something through the door and they'd disappear. Yeah, the kids had all the toys.
Are you saying that she didn't keep her lawn up to snuff?
Well, I'm getting to that. They had all the apparatus. One time they delivered a tanning bed. I'm like, well, what's that all about? And, which I was grateful for because I'd rather her tan in the attic than in the backyard. But kind of looked like Buddha candle melting.
She sounds hot.
Kids had go-karts. They were healthy young children. But one thing they apparently didn't splurge on was a lawnmower. And so, like many of my neighbors, you kind of cut the house down the street just so your house doesn't look like crap. We end up coming to know this woman as Crackadocious. That was just our nickname for her. But I can't remember what her real name is. And I should probably keep an eye out on that because she was kind of a bad dude. So you cut her lawn? Well, one time, yes, I would cut the lawn because it looked like shit.
A wise man once said, cut a man's lawn feeds for, I don't know. I was trying to, what's a
wise man once said, you never cut another guy's lawn.
You're missing, or
you teach them how to cut the lawn, and they'll cut it forever.
You're confusing grass and fish.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, I don't have a fish story, but I have a lizard story. One morning, we were awoken by fire trucks because someone had clearly thrown a bomb in their house, which sounds pretty heinous, but really it was a jug with some accelerant in it they threw through the front window to start the house on fire. We're not sure why, but
call the fire department. This one's out of control.
We figured it was some kind of beef because the family wasn't home when the firebomb hit. Fire department comes in, and I said, well, are you going to send an arson investigator? And they said, why? I said, well, signs of arson. He said, oh, is this just a fire? I said, dude, look, the window is broken inside. The glass is on the inside of the house. And when you stick your head in the broken window, you can see a jug with some liquid that spread out and started the fire.
That sounds like a lot of paperwork.
So they got in a fire truck and they headed up the road. And I don't know if that's because that firehouse was situated next door to what used to be a strip club and occasionally is a strip club. I'm not making any assertions here. But eventually the family came home to inspect the damage. And you know what they were really concerned about? The family lizard survived the fire.
Oh, well, thank God.
Survived the fire. So I would cut the grass because I got sick of staring at it. And one time, and the whole time I'm cutting the grass, I'm thinking, were
you fishing, by the way, while you were cutting the grass?
No. I do not fish. I will drink in a boat, but I will not touch a worm. The whole time I'm cutting the grass, I'm thinking, is somebody from the upper window going to shoot me because I didn't ask for permission to cut the grass? It's kind of...
What's he up to?
It's a little obnoxious, too. Your grass sucks. I'm just going to take care of it, biatch. So they felt bad, I guess, and sent some money over to the house, like $20. And I was like...
That's not the point.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not taking the money. But
make a flyer.
But why not? And my wife said, we are not taking their money. I said, okay, fine, whatever. We won't take the money. Like a week later, I said, did you ever send the money back? And she said, I kind of went shopping. I had the money. So I said, so I'm glad we made a stand.
You didn't take the money. She took the money.
We made a stand on principle, but I digress. The point is...
That's the first time you ever gave her money.
Gave Teresa money? Well, it's the first time she didn't extract it from me. Let's put it that way. But this was, I guess the other spinoff of this is we live on a pretty nice stretch of Outer Drive in East English Village. This is the first time our block had a block club because everybody on the neighborhood got together to say, what are we going to do about these crazy knuckleheads? Because it's a great neighborhood with one shitty neighbor, and it brought the neighborhood together, and it got me thinking that if they don't kill us, this could be a really good thing. And when I think about neighbor Larry on the corner who plows the street, or Harry in the middle of the block who will plow the sidewalks every once in a while when they have time, I kind of think that this is perversely a good thing.
There is no better rally around the flag mentality than the hatred of another person. It really brought your neighborhood together because they couldn't stand the person that was in the wrong.
We were very concerned.
It happens a
about
lot. People get together over hatred of something.
But does that happen in the suburbs? I mean, do people cut each other's lawn, rake their lawn, lend somebody a clip when their gats, and they're just...
We do with snowblowers.
Go click like a camera.
Like I'll walk up and down the street just because I don't want to.
Okay.
I got to get out of the house. when it snowed. But now lately I've been looking to make sure nobody else has cut their grass yet because I've yet to touch my lawn this whole season because all of Berkeley's been flooded. Berkeley's notorious for having flooded lawns. And
this
basements.
isn't some gambit to straight create a block club like the We Hate
I don't want
Fellhauer
to
club?
talk to my neighbors.
Okay.
I talk to the ones on the next door and the ones across. Okay. Other than that, that's going to take effort.
Now, Shawn, you guys do like tone poems
terrible.
in Ann Arbor, right? I mean, that's how people come together.
No. We live in teepees and we let the grass
it's
get
like
knee high.
It's like,
we don't worry about it.
Oh
right?
man, I'm out of sandalwood. Could you maybe got some incense over here? Because it's so gnarly over here.
No, if your neighbor goes away, you water their lawn, and you can water another man's lawn, Mark, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a wise man said
Take
that.
the
Is that what you were
labradoodle
trying
for
to
a
say?
walk.
The labradoodle. That's some kind of
Chihuahua.
That's some kind of gross point dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Washtenaw County Wrangler.
I think what you do, and this probably goes on in most neighborhoods in this country, right? If somebody goes out of town, if somebody's sick, if somebody's not feeling well,
Of course you help them.
you mow their lawn, you water their plants.
Really?
I'll wait till I'm asked, though. I'm not going to.
Yeah, you shovel
like
the
ML.
driveway, or when your kids get old enough, you send them over to do it.
Oh, God,
That's the
yeah.
key.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the key.
these guys, they had kids who were old enough to do. We actually played basketball with the kids in our yard one time, and the kids could have been okay at it, except one of the little slobby kids, Larry. Whenever his saggy pants dropped, candy would fall out of the pockets. He'd stop to pick up the candy while we were playing basketball. I'm thinking, less candy, Larry.
Priorities.
More
for
lawn
Larry.
mowing.
You should have saved that $20 and given it to him and said, "Hey, can you mow that lawn over there? The one that's his."
Shit, Larry
Maybe
had
do it.
thousands of dollars. They had those little cars with the batteries that would drive around, I'm like, this
Can't
kid.
get a bike.
Oh, and at 4th of July, it was like being in the Mekong Delta. I mean, these guys had so much ordnance. I kept waiting for the chopper to take me off the embassy roof. But I guess that's...
That one went way over my head there.
Well,
Dennis Miller.
What kind of show is this? He's talking about accelerants.
So I was
ordnance.
waiting for Robert Mueller to perhaps pull out the ancient text, and then he would prevaricate some more. But of course,
No idea what you were talking about.
that's my Dennis Miller.
No, I got that
so-
part. Yeah.
Okay, so
No, it's
the
fine.
Steelers are great.
I liked him on Monday Night Football because it was so different. Of course, I'm in a vast minority there.
I
You
just,
hated Dennis Miller on Monday Night Football?
No, thank you.
Really? Are you just because you're an X's and O's guy, or
I'm not an X's and O's guy.
know.
Nobody knows about football. Coaches don't understand
hugs and
football.
kisses. You're a hugs and kisses guy. Those are X's and O's.
With you?
What?
I mean, if you want that public, that's
Now
fine.
you're talking
I
about
can handle it.
Solar Detroit After Hours.
what I liked
That's in
about
the
it though
green
is that
room.
it was so out of the norm. Now I love Collinsworth because he makes it interesting and entertaining when he talks.
I think they should have brought back John Lennon.
He was good. Well,
He was good.
Well, no, but Howard was the gold standard because he was entertaining and he could break down the game.
So what about you and that Asian woman naked in the bed for a whole year? This man,
Right.
bum,
This man.
bum, 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 married this woman and ruined the Beatles.
I don't know why they don't do different stuff on television anymore. It's always the same.
Fox 2 does a lot of different stuff. You can catch us at fox2detroit.com.
I loathe pregame and postgame shows during sports.
I don't watch that much of it. I mean, I'd much rather go there in person if possible.
Of course you would.
So
You would.
plus I don't have cable,
I
so
know.
now I can't watch anything.
But then you have to spend money. Remember that. And by the way, that $20 did not go to his wife. He went down to the bank and put that against his mortgage.
And you know what? With the interest, that's now up to $20.50.
Exactly.
Put that $20 away for 15 years.
And I don't believe he mowed the lawn. It's
something.
the same with the ball peen hammer when he
all
dented
smoke and
his own
mirrors.
car and he pretended that it got shot a couple of weeks ago.
So
Or was that
here's the
last week?
latest with my beautiful Chrysler 300. My kid was driving to work on Saturday.
It wasn't actually shot.
The windshield got hit with a rock, and so now the windshield needs to be replaced. So my car's now been shot
Oh, I total it.
and assaulted by a rock. Could have been a slingshot. I'm not ruling that out, Shawn. Might have been.
Oh, Shawn.
Might have been.
Ooh.
What is it? Is it you want to be Lord Windsor? What,
I just-
we got a new baby in England, and all the guys with the Windsor. Are you part of the royal family?
I don't hear that name during pillow talk, so you know.
Well, again, green room secrets. We thought we had something there, but what do I know? But you know who does have something? This is where you guys say in unison.
Who?
Ooh.
Let's try that again. You know who does have something?
No, who?
Man, that was corny. Dr. Yaldo.
He does
He's
have
taking
something.
you can, yes, he's quite the first adopter, and taking advantage of advanced technology. can be a personal choice. He's made the choice, and he invites you to do so as well. You don't have to have a $1,000 smartphone. Oh, thank God. A luxury car or your own 70-inch 4K big screen. But it's real nice if you can afford them. The same goes for custom LASIK and the amazing multifocal lens implants. The difference? They eventually pay for themselves because you never again need to buy new frames, lenses, contacts, cases, fluids, or deal with breakage year after year. And you know, if you have those contact cases, you're supposed to replace them every once in a while. Speaking to you, my wife with the funky thing that looks more like a Petri dish.
Someone gave her some money.
She took $20 off the crackheads. You got to make that stretch. Oh, speaking of stretch, Mark. No, we're not going to talk about the former stripper living next door who I suspect was involved in money laundering or something else. Dr. Yaldo, he does not do anything with those kind of creepy people. He's Michigan's leader. I don't know why these people come back to the show. In both those categories with over 50,000 combined procedures performed, he's also a supporter, friend, benefactor of all of us at the Red Shovel Network. Multifocal implants for people about 45 and over who have reading issues, and LASIK for you millennials and Gen Xers will save you money in the long run and give you great vision 24/7 without any of those 20th century technologies. So corny, man. You'll leave Dr. Yaldo's office and say, that's it, 5 minutes, no pain. Why did I wait so long? So don't wait. Enjoy the summer without sweating up your glasses or diving into the pool with your contacts in. Go with the best. The evaluation is free. Call 1-800-398-EYES or go to yaldoeyecenter.com. Hank Blaylock, everybody remembers Hank Blaylock, big star for the Texas Rangers for just a little while, big hot shot.
I remember Mookie Blaylock.
Mookie Blaylock.
Oh, yeah, Pearl Jam.
What?
You didn't know that? That was Pearl Jam's original band name, Mookie Blaylock.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, that's why the album's number 10.
Damn, I finally
Show
found
some
something
respect.
to like about
I know, by the end of this podcast,
Mookie Blaylock.
you're gonna end up liking them.
Yes, I'm Eddie. You're my guy. Well, Mr. Blaylock has always been one of my favorite baseball players. I can't stand the Rangers, but he was asked one time what kind of music he wanted to play when he went up to bat. You know, the walk-up music. And Hank said, "Is this a ballpark or a disco? I just want to hit, not dance." How awesome is that? But it got me thinking, what would our walk-up music be? What music would be appropriate for each one of us? And I, you know, as Shawn has pointed out, I'm kind of a dictator, which has been a dictator, I guess. I don't know.
I knew it. You didn't want to do it. I could hear you pausing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not for half the population.
You didn't want to say it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Help yourself.
But I figured what we should do is we should pick walk-up music for each of us.
Oh, okay.
So I gave a homework assignment. Each one of us had to pick a song that they think represents each of us. And I'm happy
You want to go
to
first?
start us off. Sure, why not?
Go ahead.
If we're ready. So I am going to play first. Let's play the song for Mark, which would be by it's Pick Up the Pieces.
There's no lyrics in the song, though.
There's a shout, but I think this
Great song. I'll
represents
take
you
it.
because you pick up the pieces of the show. You make them work. You stitch it all together with a certain panache,
How flattering.
just like the horn section, and like the band, you're an average white man
Very average.
or average white band. So
Wow, I'm flattered.
this is kind of nice.
This would be cool walk-up music for a batter.
You might want to be. You might have to come from the bullpen for this one because it does take a little while to sort of get there.
It's only a 4-minute song.
And not the bullpen at Fenway. I mean, I'm talking like Comerica, Death Valley, center field. So that's my walk-up music for Mark.
I'll take it, yeah.
For myself, I picked Ini Kamoz. I think that's how he says it. Featuring Slick Rick.
Why?
Just check out the lyrics. I'm the lyrical gangster, big in the D in the Korea. Still love you like that. Just like our audience. Audience is multiplying. Now here's the best line in the
see
whole
you having
song.
a lot in common with
Act
them.
like you know, Rico. I know what Bo don't know. How can you know more than Bo knows? Bono's everything. And of course, extraordinary juice like a strawberry. That's a tough rhyme to make work. And
I love the humility.
I'm the daddy of the Mac Daddy.
Don't you? Maybe you knew this was coming.
It's about what's to be expected.
Yeah.
So
much. You didn't disappoint.
I appreciate that you like my taste, and I want to see how long we can keep the good vibes going with my choice for Shawn.
The self-awareness is fabulous, Michael.
I know all there is to know about the crying game.
Let me explain if you haven't seen the movie The Crying Game.
Spoiler alert.
The Crying Game, part of the story is about a beautiful man.
Toughness.
Who's also a beautiful woman. He's man enough to be a woman, and he brings great comfort to a strong Irishman. And I like to think you are my Jay Davison.
Because I can be yourself. I mean, I can be myself. That helps you be yourself. Although, with that intro music you just played for you, the lyrical gangster, are you really being yourself there?
I'm maybe you missed it, I'm the daddy of the Mac Daddy, extraordinary juice like a strawberry. I'm still working on that cadence there.
So,
I like that you're embracing it,
doing
though, Shawn. I mean, that's the way to...
I embrace my role. I'm just unsuccessful because he's clearly still not himself. He hadn't figured that out yet. He's hiding behind all this bravado, which I understand. He's 6 years old inside still, right?
I like to think that your presence on this show, like Jay Davison's in the movie, is as our show progresses, you help bring us to a climax.
It relaxes you, right?
Yes, it relaxes me. Then I need a nap. And a beer and a pizza if you got one. Not that I want to be too needy. So that's my walk-up music for the Soul of Detroit crew.
I would love to hear a baseball player come up to bat with this bling.
Billy Bean. Not the general manager, but the former Tigers
the other
player.
one, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's a great tune, too. And I love, as I'm sure people know, because I know everybody pays attention very close to Room 769, I love that low-down, dirty guitar where it sounds like all the keys on the headstock are loose. So it just goes...
Don't try to defend your joke.
It's like a Chris Isaac-y thing.
Don't try to defend your joke where you're attacking Shawn.
No, I'm not. I'm embracing Shawn.
You want to go next, Shawn?
In a very, carnal way.
We'll start with Mark with a C.
Okay.
The band, the Dramatics, a Detroit group.
Very nice.
The name of the song, What You See Is What You Get, because there's nothing that's plastic or wooden about this man over here.
No, I'm pretty simple.
No, it's not that you're simple. It's that you're out there and you don't mind being out there. You're not out there in the way that I guess, according to Mike, I'm out there.
No, I'm saying you're in there.
But you don't play games. There's no pretense. You know. That's the foundation of what we have in here right now. Because Mike's clearly all over the place. But can you let's just listen to that groove. Listen to that. Get. I mean, right.
I love it.
What do you think, Michael?
I love it.
Like a super souped up guitar in the background, like I mean, that great sort of really buzzy sound. I mean, I imagine these guys. This is no synth. This is all he's put it through some effects. Yeah, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Are these guys playing around here now?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I didn't think that was part of the homework assignment.
Oh no, I know. But I would go see these guys.
I know. Jesus, Shawn.
We may do a field trip. I'm just trying to set us up for that.
To Stax Records.
Oh, Third Man.
Oh, did you hear that?
Third Man.
You did
solid.
Very nice.
You do everything better.
That's very nice. No. It's you, baby.
Yeah. So there we are.
Very nice.
Yeah. What are we on to next?
Yours. What's yours? Your walk-up song.
For myself. We don't want to do yours first?
Well, no, you can do mine. I believe in self-determination.
All right, no, because
I'm a liberal dictator.
Yeah, let's go to yours. It is Johnny Cash.
Oh.
When the Man Comes Around. It's one of the last songs he wrote.
Yeah, so this must have been in the Rick Rubin days, right?
Yeah, this is when he covered the like Rusty Cage. I think he was on this album, the Soundgarden song.
2002, I think this came out.
There's a man going around taking names.
I'm uncomfortable equating Mike with Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of guilty about my song choice.
No. But there's a reason in here. There are a lot of biblical references here, and I know Mike is obviously not a spiritual person, but
What?
Okay, here we go.
When the man comes around.
So the man is coming around. At least part of this reference is, it's Jesus, and he's here to pass judgment, and that's what Mike does better than anybody else we know. Right? Yeah. He passes judgment.
I heard on Jesus. What part are you thinking?
You had him at
He
Jesus.
doesn't care what you think at all. He's going to come pass judgment. And I just thought that was appropriate. However, I'll give him this too.
We were getting along so well there for a minute.
He is also, I hate to say this, he kind of is the man in a way, right? He's not afraid to say what he thinks, for better and for worse.
Well, at least
he just called me an androgynous, whatever it was. I don't know. He's referring to climaxes. He's talking about, I'm not even going to repeat what he said earlier about tasting. So, there's no filter, right?
At least we forget.
So that's kind of the man coming to town. Exactly.
His name is on the show.
Yeah, there's no nerve. I don't think any nerve endings from his, his brain to his tongue, right?
This is feeling like an even better idea than I thought it was when I came up with it. So now what do you walk
Great
up
song.
to?
This is also, this is
you can't go wrong with Johnny
It's kind of an
Cash.
incredible song.
You can't go wrong with Johnny Cash.
I like the dichotomy there of Mike with the, we'll give him a little bit of credit because he does, put himself out there. But on the other hand, that I'm better than you. It's always there, right? And I'm here to say what you need to do in your life to get better.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
I know. Okay, for me, this is it's a song called "Be Thankful," which I'm not enough, I have to say, by William Devon, early '70s tune, I think released in 1974.
I've never heard this song before.
Just listen to this for 2 seconds. Have you ever heard this, Mike?
I feel like I'm in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
You may not have.
So
it's almost got a Curtis Mayfield.
it does a little bit. He and Devon
Diamond in the back with the sunroof.
rooftop digging the scene with the gangster lean. You probably need to hear that here.
What's
in a
more
second.
Detroit than digging the scene with a gangster lean?
Okay, so and William Devon, we're about to come up here in a second. William Devon's talked about Curtis Mayfield as an influence. For me, it's not about the lyrics. I am by no means a gangster. I don't have a sunroof. Actually, maybe I do in one of the cars, but I never open it. That's not me.
I could have my neighbor shoot a hole
I
in
don't
your
drive.
roof.
I don't drive a Cadillac. What I like is the okay, the feeling you get right there in that refrain with the music and the flow of it. It's evocative in a way. That's how I try to write.
Yeah.
If I can occasionally do something that's decent, that's it. When I'm feeling okay about myself, that's the soundtrack. That's the feeling right there. Remember, brothers and sisters, that's fine. That's the background. It's just everything in together here.
Shawn, why don't you just admit it's a very sexy song?
Well, I don't know if it's sexy or not. I'm not particularly sexy. Mike finds me sexy for some reason. I don't know.
In either form.
That's a sexy song.
XX, your XY. Yeah. Well, you do have a very lyrical way of writing. You like detail. You like to try and get to the heart of the matter. You like to try and get past the X's and O's and get to sort of the humanity of what's going on. So I'd say that's a pretty good walk-up tune.
Well, it's a little slow, and I am a little slow. I take my time probably too much.
Well, I think that leads into my walk-up song for Shawn, kind of how you set it up. A Notorious song, when they recorded it, there was a sign at the door that said, "Check your egos at the door," which Shawn clearly does.
He's a humble man.
Very egoless here.
He doesn't have a lot to be egotistical about, but he's a humble man by nature.
I'm not always humble.
And he loves people, so.
And he brings people together.
But Billy Joel, no thank you. Come on.
You got
We're looking
Jackson.
at the white glove here on a video. I know y'all can't see it.
Just keep it to the Bruce part. I know it makes a melody for you and me. Where's that Bob Dylan? That's Bob Dylan meets. That's the bastard child of Bob Dylan.
I like that
Springsteen and Jay Davison.
you guys went for caricatures of me, and I tried to do something real about you guys. This is how it goes.
Well,
I tried to find something substantial,
don't forget my song says "Still Love You Like That."
and you two went for an exaggeration. That's fine. I get it.
The song helped a lot of people out. I mean,
Dionne Warwick, and Willie Nelson. Okay.
I mean, Ethiopia is basically Japan after World War II, right? This helped rebuild the country. They're doing great. I mean, I don't know. Nobody's looked into Ethiopia in 25 years.
Oh, there's Willie Nelson.
That's a young-looking Willie Nelson. And here comes Al Jarreau.
Al Jarreau.
Singing into some woman's nylons.
Look, you can't see.
I got to kill it. I can't stand
There's Bruce taking a crap.
You're not a Springsteen
The thing
guy?
about Bruce is Bruce takes a 4-hour crap. Everything he does is 4 hours.
Are you a Bruce Springsteen guy?
I put, and I apologize to Bruce Springsteen, but I put Bruce Springsteen and Dave Matthews in the same category. Don't particularly care for them, but respect the effort they put forth. When you go to one of their shows, you're getting your money's worth.
We might actually be in agreement.
I can't stand them. I don't get Springsteen at all. I don't know why. I just
keep it rocking.
I'll do myself. Modest Mouse. You guys familiar with Modest Mouse?
Johnny Marr.
I was saving that for later.
Oh, foreshadowing. I love it.
But I've always liked this song. It's kind of my little theory to live by. Float on. And it's about how there's a lot of bad shit in the world, but that time keeps moving, which is kind of how I try to live.
That's a very healthy,
a little deep
set.
It is.
And it's a very trippy video.
Oh, it's a great song.
Now, is Johnny Marr on this one? Because I know he's in and out of Modest Mouse.
He was in and out of them, yeah.
Okay. Damn.
But particularly, I think he wrote this song because there was so much bad news in the newspaper, and he was getting a little tired and sick of it, which, doing what we do, you see a lot of that stuff, and just don't let it bother you.
Blame the media. There we go again.
There's a little bit of, there's some substance to this song. So, of course, Mark's going to pick that about himself.
And some.
We Are the World is treacly, empty. I mean, the motive was fine.
Make a better day for you and me. That's
it was
good.
flattering. You check your ego at the door. You love people.
But it's a terrible song. So
what?
The intention is good. I guess that's the point, right?
Song.
It's one of the best things Bob Gelding ever did.
Right. Yeah.
I had a lot of trouble picking one for you.
Uh-oh.
I was thinking there's a Radiohead song, 2 + 2 = 5.
You know the best Radiohead song of all? The Smiths song they cover.
Oh, shut up. Such a dick. But I think nothing fits you better than the Ting Tings song.
I like the Ting Tings.
Do you? Well, then you know this song. I think this fits you perfectly. Since your name's on the show.
They call me Hell. They call me Stacy. They call me Hell.
Plus, no one knows what your name is.
They call me Jane. That's not my name. That's not my name.
Yeah, she's right. Those are not my names. She's pretty cute.
Is it ML? Is it Mike? Is it Michael?
You can never go wrong with Sir.
Is it Elrick? Or Elrick?
Or Slick Rick, who was featured in Here Comes the Hot Stepper. She's really good looking.
Yeah, well, they're also British, and I know your affinity for British UK women in general.
Yeah.
Singing.
Singing and everywhere else.
Talk about a 2-hit wonder band, too.
Yeah, it's one ting per hit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we may revisit this later when I try and
when Shawn gets his
mend
revenge
my
next
relationship
week.
with Shawn's like, Shawn, I picked this wonderful song. He's like, yeah, I picked a song for you. It's called You Suck, Die.
They call me Stacy. They call me Hell. They call me Jane. That's not my name. That's not
I actually
my
wanted to pick good music, too. You know what I mean?
Wait!
Yeah, it was all good.
I thought
You don't like The Crying? The Crying Game is a really good song.
We Are the World. That's a lovely
No.
song.
I
that raised
thought
a lot of money.
no. For the
I guess
same
you'd rather
reason
they don't record on
you don't
Ethiopia
like Springsteen.
Starves.
I picked some things I actually wanted to hear today, too. So
Yeah.
I was a little bit by myself.
Yeah, well, folks.
I was a little Elrickian there.
Well, yeah,
I might say.
I think we should throw this open to the crowd. If you have some songs that you think represent us, send us your list.
Lord.
Give us your playlist at mlsoulofdetroit@gmail.com. That's mlsoulofdetroit@gmail.com. Or you can leave them on our voicemail. It's 313 Butterfield 89070. That's 313-288-9070.
Well, that ends the first act of the 6-shooter, folks. Hope you're enjoying the show. Before we get on with it, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I happen to be doing this program. I Been lucky enough to do quite a bit of radio acting before, but I've never had a program of my own. The right thing just didn't seem to come along, at least not until the six-shooter. You see, I've made several stories of this kind for pictures. That is, honest, legitimate stories of the West, and I hope that this series can offer the same type of enjoyment with the same integrity. We think it's the sort of program the whole family will enjoy, and we think that the character of Britt Ponsett typifies some of the greatness that built America. We'd be pleased if you agreed with us.
And now, Act 2 of The Six-Shooter, starring
M.L. Elrick.
I won't change my mind on anything, regardless of the facts that are set out before me. I'm dug in, and I'll never change.
Brain nut. Brain cell. Brain nut. Brain cell. Brain nut infinity. Brain cell infinity plus one. No.
It's time for the great debate, and even though it's springtime out there, and a young man's folly turns to Detroit City football and other soccer pursuits, the Flint City Bucks, whatever you like, get outside, enjoy the weather. We're thinking of the other kind of football, the American football, and this absolutely ridiculous projection that the over and under for my Michigan State Spartans is 7, and that the Michigan Wolverines will win 10 or more games this season on the old college gridiron. You have got to be kidding me. First of all, to predict anything before you've seen the first game is insane. But I have Michigan State actually going 13-0.
Yeah, of course you do.
In a 12-game season.
Yeah.
And here's Michigan. This is how arrogant they are. I go to the respective teams' websites to try and find out what their schedule is. Michigan State's schedule lists the 12 scheduled games.
Yeah.
Michigan's lists the 12 scheduled games.
Plus the Big Ten championship.
And the Big Ten championship, which they've only attended as tourists.
Yeah,
so
believe me, I know.
So I say Michigan State, realistically, 10 wins. Anything less than 10 wins is a disappointing season. And I say this not as a hater, but as someone who's watched a little college football. I see Michigan with an 8-4 season, maybe 9-3.
I don't think 10 wins is impossible at all. In fact, it's probably...
For the Spartans or the Wolverines?
The Wolverines.
What?
I think they'll have their best offense that they've had with Harbaugh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No running back.
They'll be able to score. They're going to be able to throw the ball.
That kid doesn't have an arm.
They'll have a
Whoa,
running back.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll have a running back. Shea Patterson's arm is fine. They've got probably the best receivers in the Big Ten. They got a new offensive coordinator that's going to loosen things up a little bit. They're going to try. They've had talent there that they just haven't been able to get
it really
and use in space, which is such a cliche to say at this point. But
lays within how much is Harbaugh going to interfere with the offense? And yeah, I do say interfere because he's always interfered with it. Now, he claims that he's going to have no say in it. And that the new offensive coordinator from Alabama, it's all his, and the reins are loose. I don't buy that. The question is, how much is he going to be on top of that? I don't know. It's impossible. That's what's run off Fish. That's what's run off Wheatley. That's what's run off a lot of the other coordinators that have worked with him because he is too heavy-handed in what he wants to do.
Pep Hamilton was run off. He didn't run
Yeah,
off
that's
on
the
his
one
own.
guy he wanted to keep because he would do whatever Harbaugh wanted him to do.
Ugh.
That was the problem, though. That offense was handcuffed.
So
I do think you're right. They're going to have their best offense, Shawn.
they should. Plus, and probably their best offensive line, more importantly.
is Tariq Black going to play more than one game this year?
Well, he's got to stay healthy. But the offensive line, which has been an issue, got better last year, and they're mostly back this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably an underrated, not an underrated,
Now-
but that's a really critical part of all this.
When they make these over-unders, too, first off, yes, the name of the school matters. So that's probably worth at least a game here or there, just where people are going to
Maybe in
bet.
1970.
But now, look at the schedule. Michigan's tough games, quote-unquote, are all at home.
Right.
Well, they have to go to Wisconsin.
So who has a new quarterback?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin has 4 new quarterbacks,
Right,
which
but
means
that guy's
they have.
a good coach. That's not an easy place to go win, and it's early in the season.
They stunk last year with a veteran quarterback.
Yeah, Wisconsin doesn't scare me too much.
No, but it's at least a decent game.
But
You've
their
got-
three
And I
tough
think-
games are at home: Michigan State, Ohio State, Notre Dame.
You got Michigan beating Middle Tennessee State. You got them beating Ann Arbor, Army in Ann Arbor.
What a
Third game of the
stupid schedule.
season,
They go to-
Wisconsin
they go to
in Madison.
Wisconsin.
But Wisconsin's going to have a new offense, that gives you a good shot in Madison. Rutgers in Ann Arbor. Iowa's homecoming game. I don't think Iowa's going to scare anybody. especially since they lost the greatest tight end ever. Illinois and Champaign. I mean, they call it Champagne because every team that comes there ends up drinking it.
Well, no, that's
sucks.
a trip I'd like to take because there's a little,
There's a
little
place. Yeah.
Oh, of course there's. There's a pizza place called Papadel's. There's a little place called the Apple Dumpling. It's
Everybody in Ann Arbor is tripping.
homemade beef and noodles. It's
Penn State at Penn State. That's a tough game. I got that as a loss. Notre Dame in Ann Arbor. I've got that as a loss. Victory in Maryland for the Blue. Loss in Ann Arbor to Michigan State because that's the only place we beat them. Beat the Hoosiers. Lose to Ohio State in Ann Arbor. That's.
I think I see 2 losses on there.
Who are the 2?
I don't think they can beat Ohio State. I just don't think they will until they do. I'll never believe it. No
Maybe
matter
this
what.
is the year.
When Ohio State has a college football team, it's a much fairer matchup. So,
yeah,
as opposed to this semi-pro.
They do have a new coach, and everything's new down there too. But
New quarterback.
I'm not. I'll believe it when I see it.
So Ohio State. Who's the other one that worries you?
Penn State on the road. Notre Dame just doesn't scare me at all.
Penn State on the road, but they don't have a quarterback. So.
Doesn't matter. You don't know. That's the great thing about college football. You don't know until they get because there's no preseason, and you really don't know how fast the player's going to develop either.
Well, the Michigan State schedule is easy. You got Michigan State beats Tulsa and East Lansing, beats Western Michigan and East Lansing, beats Arizona State and East Lansing, beats Northwestern and Illinois, beats Indiana and East Lansing, beats Ohio State and Columbus. Maybe that's my loss.
Northwestern won't be easy either.
Beats Wisconsin and Madison. No, their quarterback graduated, didn't he?
It doesn't matter. That system just gives D'Antonio fits.
And Penn State, we beat them in East Lansing. That's the one bad team we always beat. Beat Illinois.
But I hate this because it's
Beat
not really,
Michigan.
It's not really based on anything. You don't know.
And then we lose to Rutgers. And
Of course,
beat
it's all
Maryland.
speculation.
So.
But that's how he lives his life. He speculates about.
Is
things
this
he
really
doesn't
just
know
you're just mad that Michigan has a higher projected win total by odds
No,
makers?
no, I love this because what ends up happening is Michigan's projected.
Disrespect.
No, Michigan's projected in like the top 5, and then we ended up doing great.
Yeah, but this happens every year. So why does it matter?
Well, I love this because I'm going to make some damn money. Because
Okay.
you give me Michigan State with 7 wins, I'm going to take
the
all
over
the
and
money.
take the under on the Michigan one.
I'm taking all
See how you
bets. mlsoulofdetroit@gmail.com. Send me your Venmo address. We will make that bet. Okay, so you guys feel pretty strong about the 10 over for Michigan is okay, but what about the Spartans?
I think
7, too low, too high?
I think 8 is about right for the Spartans.
I would
think
go, maybe 9. They could
Outrageous.
they could be really good defensively again. They should be really
you
good.
just
defensively.
never know with that.
Well, Lewerke's got to be healthy.
And I don't know how many playmakers they have on the outside, but who
It's
knows?
unfortunate.
You got 2 trailer park girls around the outside.
Thanks, Eminem.
When's the Big Ten championship game? December. In almost 7 months to the day, I once again will be proven as the winner of the Great Debate.
Oh man, the geeks have inherited the earth.
Did I do that?
What a dork.
Does him wanting to play with us again mean that he's turning into a geek, or we're turning into cool guys?
So, who doesn't like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue? Well, probably a lot of women who think it's exploitive.
They named their cover model today, by the way. This
Oh,
is
they
very
did?
progressive of them to choose a 45-year-old
Really?
who's incredibly hot, and Tyra Banks.
Oh, it's Tyra Banks?
So do they get points for choosing a 45-year-old, even though it's like the hottest 45-year-old they can find?
Hey, until a few years ago, I would have taken Anne Margaret, so you're asking the wrong guy.
Sure.
So,
Sophia Loren.
Sophia?
Her
Claudia
age.
Cardinal? I don't know, man.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah, well, Helen, I don't know.
Love Helen Mirren.
I do too.
I don't know. Anybody who saw that movie where she was having sex in the back of a truck with rotting meat has got to say,
What? What's that?
The cook, the thief, his wife, and her lover.
Can't you
I
just
think it
point
is.
to Caligula for her?
Oh yeah, well, or little known Helen Mirren cameo in Excalibur.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Speaking of geeks,
prime
Yeah.
in the prime.
I
Hey,
guess this week it's ML.
1981,
Exactly.
topless knights wenches was about as good as it got on cable.
Have you ever seen a magazine cause more trouble for more people than the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue?
I'm having trouble feeling sorry for our Geek of the Week this week, a fella named Bill Larian, who is a surveyor for the city of Dearborn.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for him. It's just funny how this magazine still has some kind of cultural reference, which now it's because this guy puts his foot in his mouth.
Well, or he put his thumb on his phone, whatever the current euphemism is for saying something or typing something you shouldn't have. He referred to the Muslim model Halima Aden as a camel because she was the first Sports Illustrated burkini model, which is kind of crazy, but hey, man, something for everybody. But this guy who lives in a first of all, that was a wrong thing to say. Not appropriate.
It's a dick thing to say.
Yeah, come on, dude. It's also a stupid thing to say because he works for a city that has a population that's 46% Arab American. So this is kind of thing where not only shouldn't you say it because it's wrong, but it's not advisable for your career because Dearborn Mayor John O'Reilly has said he's launched an investigation into this guy because he's a city employee. And my biggest problem, well, I shouldn't say my biggest problem. The comment itself is my biggest problem, but why I also take Mr. Larian to task is that when he got called out on this, and I'm going to give credit where it's due to WXYZ TV, both of you people who watch it saw that story, with your TV trays and your bibs and your leftovers from Red Lobster. Maybe there's some
the cheddar biscuits are good.
They're pretty good. And if you're watching WXYZ, you're probably eating a crate of them at a time, which is why you can't get up to change a channel to channel 2. But I digress.
Great.
So I want to give credit. Let me get back to the important, but I'm giving credit to WXYZ. Thank you.
And then tearing them apart.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Damn it. I love a lot of people who work over there. I'm between the music thing and the giving credit where it's due, I'm going to be very lonely. He told them when they contacted him that he had been hacked.
Oh, boy.
And that the post wasn't his. So once again, wasn't me.
No one believes that.
Well, now here's what his lawyer says about it.
His lawyer statement is really grandiose.
He feels bad about it. It's a horrible mistake. He feels awful and great embarrassment. Very childish and stupid. He apologized. He expressed remorse. It's clearly out of character for him. Immediately, he felt a sense of revulsion and he took it down. It was an inexplicable, asinine impulse to do something he's going to regret for the rest of his... Yeah, he took it down and then he denied it. Now, should he lose his job over this?
No.
On what basis?
He panicked.
Freedom of speech, entitled is... What if he did it on work time?
Well, that's a little different. Does he work for the city or is he a contractor with the city?
He's a surveyor. The way I read this story by Neeraj Warku of the Detroit Free Press, very fine reporter, very good story. I mean, this reads to me like he is a municipal employee, and if the mayor is launching an investigation, I've got to believe he must have some, jurisdiction over him.
I think he should be penalized, but to lose your job for being an idiot, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs.
Shawnee, what do you think?
Give him a chance. He panicked a little bit, didn't he?
I kind of agree. It's a stupid thing. I think he thought he was being funny, which it's not funny.
Wow.
He's not an elected official. He's not representing people.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a little lenient when people make mistakes or do something stupid. Hopefully he learns from this. If there's a second time, then maybe move on.
Yeah, you and I are in agreement. What about you, Jesus?
Whoa. I thought, let me get my sandals on for this one.
When the man comes.
So to me...
And I hate the fact that if you say he shouldn't be fired, doesn't mean you're condoning anything he said.
Yeah, exactly. So perfect setup for me here. Thank you very much, sir.
That's what I'm here for.
Put the ball right at the net. I'm going to drill it. Freedom of speech, man, you have got to let the extreme go to protect the routine. The one caveat I would say is if he did this on work time with a work phone, I would think he's probably subject to some sort of discipline. But our Constitution gives you the right to be a nitwit as long as it's on your own time and with your own dime.
Listen to us.
That's kind of harsh, man. Maybe.
I said us because I didn't want to just say you because Mark and I clearly know it's just you. I'm sorry to speak for you, Mark.
No,
see, these Windsors. It's always the royal we with the Windsors. Anyways, your Geek of the Week, Bill Larian. Congratulations.
There's an all-night party in room 7609. And you can dance together all night if you've got the time.
I'm taking a little liberty here with this week's new wave gem.
It's very controversial.
It may not be appreciated in its time that we're trying to highlight for today's erudite music listeners, because this isn't really an old tune. It's Johnny Marr doing Newtown Velocity, but Johnny Marr is going to be at St. Andrew's Hall on Saturday. I will be there with my British flag Doc Martens on, with a bunch of people who can't wait to get close to the master and his superlative Jaguar guitar. Johnny Marr, Newtown Velocity. Check it out. We're going to talk a little bit more about it on the backside. So there's nothing more new wave to me than the Smiths, and there's nothing more Smiths than Johnny Marr. Those melodic guitars. Now Morrissey's out of the picture, but the lyrics are still great. They're not as cynical. But left home a mystery, leave school for poetry. I'm gonna take it off, drive around, make up my mind with the windows down. Man, that's great. I love that. That's just, to me, that just is.
Oh my God, he's so deep.
And I like. This is the bet I want to place on my over and under for the Spartan season.
The Smiths aren't new wave.
It turned out like I said it would. Can I get the world right now? How's that for betting big? Going big or going
But
home?
the Smiths aren't new wave. Not really.
Not really.
What?
Like a British REM. They're not that new wave.
Oh man.
Only not
Well,
as,
hey,
not
to
as
be-
good.
If I know that man, he might leap across the table. at you.
To be compared to REM is high praise indeed.
The Smiths are for people that wanted to shoot heroin and didn't have the guts to do it.
That is the best. That is a very apt description of the band.
Or seemed like they were going through withdrawal. But listen, this effortless playing. It's not showy. It's not super technical. It's very graceful. And when you listen to Johnny Marr play guitar, it's not like
to get free tickets for his show this weekend.
No, I already paid for my tickets, but it's not like Eddie Van Halen where the guy's a virtuoso, but he's been working at it forever. Johnny Marr playing guitar is like playing hockey against a guy who knows how to skate, who can use his edges because it looks like he's not even moving.
Nicholas
and he's
Lindstrom.
just
Is that what you're saying?
Flying along. Actually, I was thinking of a guy named Alan Massey who I play with. He's a big guy, and you see him in the locker room, you're like, oh yeah, we're going to go around Alan. Then
That's
Alan,
a reference everyone knows.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
the Massey family certainly is familiar with it. But this dude he just floats on the ice, man. He's like a fast ghost who will kill you. You think he's not working?
I like the
then he's
song.
past
It's
you.
a solid pick.
But so, Newtown Velocity, Johnny Marr coming to St. Andrews Hall this Saturday. We're not paid to endorse that, but if you come to the gig, I would invite you to buy me a very expensive beer. And maybe I'll buy you one. And apologies to Johnny. We were debating over the haircut. I know I seem hair obsessed, but Mark thought he looked like one of the Gallagher brothers.
They're both from Manchester, so yeah.
So they could have gone to the same barbershop.
Your reference is a little stranger.
Yeah, I think he looks like Joyce
good.
DeWitt. Which
the hair definitely does look
Joyce, a lovely woman
Sure.
and a fine
She's all
comedian,
yours.
but when you're in the same shot with Suzanne Summers, you may as well be a steaming pile of dog crap. So that's Room 7609. Hope to see you at St. Andrews this weekend. We appreciate you listening. Please subscribe to the podcast. You can rate it. We appreciate if you rate it. Unless you hate it, we appreciate our sponsors as well. David Hall and Dr. Yaldo. And guess what? In true Ricky Bobby fashion, you know who else can sponsor the show? You. You can sponsor this car in whatever that race he was driving, and I don't remember that part of it. But Mark, tell them how they can get involved.
There's a little website.
Tell them what we've won.
MLSolaDetroit.com right on the top. Besides listening to the episodes there if you want, there's a little button that says donate. You click on that, and a lovely picture of ML pops up.
Oh.
It is PayPal. It looks like you're at Ohio Stadium in Columbus.
I am. That's
You are? Yeah.
That's just before we won.
Oh, really?
In the rain.
Well, no wonder you used that picture. But if you are so inclined, you can donate. Any amount helps.
Yes, we'll take it all. It all spends, folks. And please listen to our fellow shows on the Red Shovel Network. No Filter Sports with Eli Zarrett, Denny McClain, and Bob Page. The No BS News Hour with Charlie LaDuff. And, of course, our flagship, the Drew and Mike podcast, which makes all of this possible. You can call, write, subscribe, rate, and, of course, we appreciate it when you share the show. We are a proud member of the Red Shovel Network. And you know what you do with a red shovel? You dig it. So, Cyrus, take us out.
Can you dig that?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Well, that was your first meeting with Britt Ponsett. I hope you'd like to meet him again every week. And I also hope you'll try our product. It's something I use myself, and it's never let me down. I don't think it'd let you down either. Maybe I'm not much of a salesman, but this product I don't think needs a lot of selling. As far as I'm concerned, it sells itself. So, I'd appreciate it if you'd buy it this week and give it a try. Let me know how you like it. So long, folks. We'll be seeing you.